Let's start with WQ, okay? Forget R by now, for now. So WQ, let's teach first, like, when you WE someone, enemy character, it's slowed. Got that? Did you know that? I don't know how, I don't know how familiar you are with that. So WE, the shadow gives slow, okay? But like, if I WE, this E here that I'm doing doesn't slow the character, okay? So this is something to keep in mind. That really is gonna dictate some of the best combos. But if you WE together, if you E hit with your shadow, the slow is even higher, 60%. Okay. Okay. So best combo, just to poke, WEQ. Boom. This is the combo. Okay. WEQ. Can't be easier than that. You press WE first to slow, and then it's easier to to shoot the shurikens. Okay. But then you would be like, okay, that's an okay. So you should always no exception like WQE. Like why would you ever WQE, right? WQE if you can always WEQ. Well, there's an answer for that. There are some cases that you want to WQE. In which what are those cases when you don't have energy, okay? This is where like Z gets a little bit more complex, you know. Imagine you don't have energy to WEQ, okay? However, if you WQE, your Q, okay, kind of hard to explain. So imagine you WE, oh, I don't have energy to Q now, so you can't Q, okay? Well, right now I don't have energy. But if I don't have energy and I WQ, when I hit the double shuriken, I get energy back to E. You know what I mean? So if I don't have energy, too much energy, it's worth to try to WQE. You know what I mean? So this is one of the combos, okay? So if you have energy, WEQ. If you don't have energy, WQE. Basically, kinda, you know, kinda. Now there's like another, like we can put flashes in the combo now, you know. So you put this target here. So imagine you WEQ, and this is something I do very often, right? So you WEQ, what the opponent is gonna do after he gets hit? He's gonna run away, right? So imagine you WEQ, then the guy runs to that distance. So WEQ, then you swap W, and then you flash E, auto ignite. So this is one of the combos I do a lot, a lot. WE pa, you know what I mean? Pa 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 pa. Okay, another Z combo. There's this combo that is one of the like hardest combos. Like when you play Z, you wanna like remove counterplay as much as possible, right? So you just like you WQ flash E auto attack ignite, but you flash as soon as you do the second W, you know, like this. But then you throw everything at the same time. So WQE, you know. So this is one of the Z combos that you need to do like fast to be effective, and you can create so much distance. You know, it's so much distance. It's so undodgeable. You know, one of the best Z combos for sure, for sure. So I think like this is the WEQ variation. You know, of the combos. So now we could talk about like R without using W. You know. So imagine your W is on cooldown, you know. So sometimes, most of the cases when you are someone, and you're gonna see me doing a lot, but this is kind of like complex, you know, what I'm gonna say now. But like, you wanna throw the shurikens as soon as you get off your R. You know what I mean? So you press R, and then you instant throw the shurikens. Why is that? Because most of the times when you press R on someone, the first instinct about this is like basically human psychology, what I'm about to say. But the first instinct of someone is to throw their like to aim at you as soon as you pop off the R. So imagine you're playing against Jace, you know? What the Jace wants to do after you R them? They want to press E on you. And what happens when they try to press E on you? They stand still. So it's very effective to always throw double shuriken straight after you came out of the ult. You know what I mean? So you press R, Q. Okay? So this is basically one combo. And notice that when you do this, you're not you're not utilizing the slow of your shadow, you know? Your shadow is low. So this makes it a little harder to hit the shurikens, you know? Like technically you would feel like, oh, it's harder to hit shurikens when they are not slowed, right? But at the same time, it's easier to hit the shurikens because you're playing with enemy psychology and the fact that the guy will most likely try to turn on you as soon as you are them, you know. And this is mostly true when the person doesn't have when they have all their cooldowns up, you know. For instance, imagine you're against the Lux, you know, she has Q up. She will most likely try to hit you as soon as you get off your R shadow, you know. But if she already threw her Q, there's a good chance that she will try to walk away or dodge, you know. So kind of weird, but like this is a good combo when they have stuff up because if they don't have, they will have no like almost no incentive to turn on you after you are them. So basically, it's as if they were the second dummy, and then you kill, but they are actually here now, you know. So it's all about what they have, what they don't have, you know. So what you can do also can do is like R and then you insta flash. If they have a disgusting CC that's almost impossible to dodge, you can R flash Q. R Q. Oh, I'm fucked up. R flash Q. And you see how I leave an auto attack before I flash? You know how I leave an auto attack before I flash? I flash auto. I auto flash Q. This is huge against like Kiana players because there are a lot of CCs in the game that you can't W swap after you press R and dodge, but sometimes the flash is effective, you know. For instance, like imagine you have W there and you wanna dodge Luke's Q, and then you dodge Luke's Q, okay, with the W. But imagine you are playing against Kiana. Kiana is one of those characters that the kiting W combo will not make you dodge her R if she times it right. Kind of complex, but you need to like kind of figure it out every CC in the game. The CCs that you can W dodge after R, and you need to figure out the CCs that you need to flash and then go in. So basically, Ari E is one of those abilities that you can't WR W Ari E. You didn't know any of this? Oh, you're learning everything then. I'm gonna talk about everything. I'm in the vibe. I'm in the vibe, okay? It's gonna be like a 40 minutes explanation. Don't give a fuck. Uh so like Ari, for instance. Ari is one of those characters that her E you can't dodge with W if she aims it right. Of course, if she's not that good at the game, she will try to hit E and she will fail, you know. But yeah, but if you don't know, basically, like what I'm talking about is that ZR, there is a little like half a second delay that you can't swap back. Okay, so I'm pressing R like a motherfucker. Okay, do you see how there's a half a second that I'm there? And this is something Riot did to make Zed have counterplay. That's why Zed's balanced, you know, because there is a moment in Zed's combo and Zed's kit that you're always gonna know where he's gonna land, and it's basically easy to die, you know. But how do Zed players work around this issue? they have a W position before they press R. And then you see how I could W instantly? So that's how you do it, okay? And then you're gonna be like, holy shit, and then everything comes back together, okay? Holy shit. So I can instantly dodge everybody in the game doing this shit? No. As I said, like there are a few skills, even if you are doing this as fast as you can, you're not gonna dodge that shit, you know? And one of those examples is Ari E and Kiana R, okay? And this is even more blatant, like effective if you have a ping gap, you know. So I play with 40 ms, okay. If I'm playing against an Ari that's 10 ms, probably gonna be super hard to dodge with W. But it's kind of like an ms gap as well, you know. So I can dodge the shit of ball bullshit stun. Yes, exactly, exactly. You're learning, you're learning, you're learning. So if you are, you get stunned by his E, okay. But if you WR, you can dodge his E. And Sheriff is one example that the W before R is super effective because he can't hit, okay? There are so many mages that he can't hit his shit. So what else? What else? Let me think here. Um. Okay, so now we're gonna start like mixing combos, okay? So the most basic Z combo is gonna be like WEQ. Okay, before that, there's just like, okay, you could also like R and then play slow, R back, and then EQ. And then use the shadow you left behind to slow down. But this is like, I think this combo, almost nobody, it's so fucking situational, this last combo. Without using flash or R, you know, so situational. Like if you're kiting someone really hard. I'll be your Anakin Skywalker, but I won't turn on you. Exactly, bro. Exactly. So let me think. Let me think. So I think one of like when you think about a Z combo, the most obvious combo is gonna be like WEQ R Q E auto R back. Get the fuck out, right? So let's assume you're gonna WEQ this guy, and then he's gonna walk back here, right? So WEQ, and then you're gonna wait. Let me take off the cooldown. You're gonna wait your Q to be almost back up. And when I say almost, it's not when it's back up. It's when it's almost back up. So here's what you need to understand about that, right? When you press R, how long does it take for the whole animation to be processed, right? It takes about 0.75 seconds, not gonna lie. That's the number. Pa, boom. It's a little bit less than a second, okay? So you are them when your Q is 1 second cooldown. You know what I mean? Because then you're gonna have the Q to instantly throw it. Like WEQ, and then when it's 1 second, boom. See what I mean? Do you see what I mean? Those little things are what separates a bad Z from a good Z, okay? Because okay, I could fucking do like this, right? WEQ. Oh, my Q is back to cooldown. Swap WQ. But you see how I'm low-key wasting time that I didn't need to? You know what I mean? It's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up. So this is like the easiest combo, you know, WEQ, and then you swap, you press R, and then you Q auto E, and then you go back. Okay, okay. We are accordingly. This is one of the combos. So this is that is all about like when you're gonna swap shadows, right? So these combos, I'm swapping shadows after IR, right? Like no, before IR. So that's like, but like you wanna swap shadows most of the times after you are, right? So one of the most effective combos in League from Zed, and I honest to God, I don't see many Zed players do this combo. Even though it's one of the most broken combos that has ever have. I use this all the time. So the combo is W-E-R-W-Q, okay? Imagine it's a Victor, right? W-E-R-W-Q auto E. Pa. Okay? Cinema, right? Are you watching the cinema? Okay. You always need to make a variation now where the guy walks, okay? Imagine your max range, right? So look at W's range. Pa. Look at where W is. Like, look at R range. You see how my range, W range, is bigger than R range? Do you see how that works? So most few times in the game, I'm gonna WE and then I'm gonna walk. Imagine this guy is running, right? Target dummy number 1 is running towards target dummy number 2. So I'm gonna WE, I'm gonna slow, and then I'm gonna catch him, and then I'm gonna W swap, and then I'm gonna flash, boom. Okay, I put the flash by accident, but like WE, he's walking away, and then you R, and then you swap, boom, triple shuriken, instantly, instantly. And every time you do, yeah, there's something important as well. Every time you W, you throw the shuriken. As soon as you swap, the shurikens go out faster than before. So look what I mean. If I WQ, okay, WQ. But if I WWQ, it goes faster. Something like this. So that's why sometimes I'm doing this combo, you know. That's why sometimes instead of like, if I know it's a guarantee hit, instead of like WQ auto attack, I'm throwing the W a little bit on his left and behind him, and then I'm instantly WQ because the shuriken is gonna go out a little faster, and it's gonna be like almost 100% guarantee hit. You know, like instead of, you see how, I don't know if it's scope or whatever, but it feels faster, right? So that combo is all about WE R, then you're gonna instantly, as soon as you get swap, and then you throw shurikens, okay? But the swap to the second W, to the first W, is instantaneously, okay? Pa, pa. And then there's the flash combo variation, right? Which would be pa, pa, and then you flash R auto. You know what I mean? So basically, like, the guy has, it's a Lux main, right? He has a CC. W-E, R, dodge her Q, E, and then since you get away from her from swap W, now you flash and then you go back, you know? It's super fast, holy shit. It is, bro. It actually is. Okay, let me think. Now there's another combo, you know, because like Zed, that's why I love Zed, you know, because this combo, you can do him almost same thing, but instead of W after you R and then you W. Look what I mean, okay? Same thing, right? W-E, R, and then I'm gonna E, R back, and then W. Wait, I went too slow. W-E, R, Q auto, R, back. Pay attention, okay? So basically what happens, okay? Um, Imagine you're combo someone, even Jace. Jace is a good example sometimes, okay? I do this combo on Jace all the time. Because Jace, he's gonna like try to fuck you up, right? So sometimes it's all about, Zed is all about how much damage you need to do to someone to kill that guy, okay? That's all it matters. At the end of the day, that's how you choose the combo you wanna do. And a good Zed player will never do more damage than he needs to do to someone, and do less damage than he needs to do to someone. Because that's how you 1v9 fights. You distribute your damage towards every single character on an enemy team to kill everybody, you know? That's why it needs experience and a lot of games to play Zed. But look at this combo, okay? Imagine, okay, so the previous combo, right? Triple shuriken kills. This is the previous combo. If triple shuriken alone kills, right? Pa, kills. What if I need triple shuriken plus an auto attack, okay? W-E, R, Q, E, R. You see how, since I'm gonna like swap R back and I'm not in any danger, I stay here and get another attack and then swap back to R, okay? And then, so I auto E and then I go back to R. And this is good combo, one of the best combos, okay? Because what happens is that you don't use your W that you use to slow the guy first. So this is a good thing to kite people because you leave your W behind. So you W E R Q. Oh, I did the wrong combo. W E R Q auto R back. And then imagine this guy is like running to me now, right? So I'm gonna do this combo and he's gonna chase me here. Like a fucking animal. Like right here, right? So W E. Oh shit. Wait. Do it again. Let me wait for the shadows to go off. So W E R key auto. Now this animal is following me. He's here now. And then you dodge back to the W left behind. And this combo is so good because if you do fast enough, sometimes the guy he doesn't understand that you threw your W in front of him already, right? So imagine you do like this. Oh, I fucked up. So imagine you do like this. Auto E auto. And then he comes to you and then you swap back. He sometimes almost all the time. People don't realize you threw the W before you pressed R, you know? That's why this combo is so effective because they forget you threw the W there. And they chase you like a retard, and this happens so often, you know? And they flash for you now and then you come back. This is one of the greatest Z combos. Let me think now. Next combo. Are you coping so far? Coping so far? It's hard, but it's hard. And I'm not even like gonna go too deep into energy regeneration. Sure. That's passive, you know how it goes, right? We just do more damage when enemy's 50% HP. Less 50% HP, okay? So here's another variation of another combo, okay? So right now we went through the combos that you throw W before you press R, right? W, R, swap triple shuriken, or W, E, R, Q auto, go back to R, and then W. I didn't realize you can do all this crazy shit. Thank you so much. The energy freaks me out. I always run out. Bro, Zed is the only energy user in League of Legends that runs out of energy. And this is the only like energy is the only thing that balances Zed players. And energy management is what differentiates a good Zed player from a bad Zed player. No joke. No joke. It's actually true. Okay, so here's an okay, so we went through those combos, right? And you always can like put flash in this shit, right? So W E and then you flash and then you go back and then pa, you know. And this combo here, right here that I just did, I would proc, but then it's too much. I would proc Voltec twice, but we talk about Voltec after. Okay, another combo that I like to do, it's kind of the same thing as this combo here. W E, you auto E, and then you come back, right? But instead of throwing W before I press R, I'm gonna throw W after I press R. Okay? So I'm gonna R, W E, R, Q, and then I have W. See what I mean? Do you see what I mean here? So I throw W after R, and then I go back to the shadow, and then I press W again, you know. So R, W, E, R, Q, W. Okay. Okay. So basically, this is the a variation of the most simple combo. Because like, okay, you see Z, what are you gonna do? Like if you're kind of like noob at Z, you're gonna R and then you're gonna W Q, right? You're gonna like W Q and then you go back. But you can go back and leave your shadow your W forward, you know. R auto W E R pa. So this is what I like to do. So basically like, oh, how do you do most damage to Z, you know? So what you're gonna do is like, if it's like free, you know, if the guy has no flash and he wastes all his summoner spells and his skills, he doesn't have stun or dash, you can literally R, auto once, auto twice, WEQ, pa, go back. This is the most damage you're gonna do, okay? R, auto, auto, Q, E, auto. So you squeeze 3 auto attacks before doing the triple shuriken, okay? R, auto, auto WEQ, auto back. R, R. Crazy, it's crazy shit. I do WEQ, ignite, and dip out. This one. This is the. I even forgot about this combo, bro. This is the worst. I'm not flaming you, okay? But this is the worst Z combo that exists. Of all the combos that I showed, this is the weakest one. This is the one that main Z players almost never do. Only if it's free, if the guy CC'd, you know. Because if you do this combo, not only your double shadow is too far to hit that guy, but then you don't have like W to escape CC. So you see how my W is so far, he never gonna hit. And then I don't even have his skill, you know, and then I can't even swap. Like it's useless, kind of useless, but it's okay. But like this combo that I showing you right now is like one combo that I do it so fucking much. Okay, so it's basically R, then I auto W E auto back, and then you have W back. Okay, but sometimes it's like, bro. Sometimes the guy's like walking like late, you know. So sometimes like it's kind of awkward to explain, but like, okay, it's easier to hit people like if you do this right, if you swap the W, okay. So if you're still learning that, you most likely you don't want to risk doing this combo right here without swapping W going back, okay, because it's kind of hard to hit the shurikens when you're not like WW queuing here. So this is basically for later, but it's still good, okay, still good to know. Because it's basically like when you're kiting someone, you know, you're in a 1v2 situation. I WE, pa, and then I'm getting chased, and no, I'm gonna die, and then I have W still, you know. Okay, another combo that it's basically in the same vibe, okay. This combo is in the same vibe, okay. This is the kind of one of the best, like, bro, top 5 Z combos ever that have ever existed that you need to try, okay. Okay, let's assume now the target dummies, they are not the same guy, you know. And so far, I always was like saying that target dummy number 1 is actually target dummy number 2, and every time you WE this guy, he runs away to this position, okay? But like, let's assume right now that is 2 different characters, okay? Let's assume this guy is a Leona, okay? Target 1 is Leona, target 2 is Shaya. But let me ask you, okay? What happens if you are a Shaya player? He Rs you, right? So if you are a Shia player, you get fucked, right? You die, basically. If he's good, right? And you don't have a shadow. However, and what happens if you WEQ a Shia player? She R's as well, right? If she's good, she's gonna R this combo, you know? If she knows you're fed. Okay? But how do you make people be off guard, okay? You are this guy, you WEQ second guy. And this is the best Z combo. I do it all the time, like all the time, bro. So I'm gonna R Leona. And what happens when you R someone? If you are someone, you can start paying attention, bro. If it's a little bit higher elo, if you are this guy here, the first guy, second guy is gonna be he's gonna go through his head. It's gonna be like, wow, Zed didn't arm me. I'm safe. Zed didn't arm me. I'm safe. That's what go through his mind. It's psychology. Zed is psychological, bro. It's psychological behavior. So you're gonna R him and you WEQ the other guy. Boom. Boom! You killed the guy. And sometimes if you're lucky, you can you even hit the first target dummy by accident when you're aiming for the second target. See what I mean? See how I even hit this guy? Sometimes you can even kill the first guy, but your focus is to kill the other guy. So Shia is running away, right? If you walk towards Shia, she runs away. But if you are someone in front of Shia, she stops to hit you back. And the moment she stops to hit you back, you combo her and go back. And even so, imagine like, yeah, and this is assuming WEQ kills, right? So imagine like, okay, WEQ kills. So why don't I just do this? But look what happens if you just WEQ. How do you run away after this shit, okay? You don't, bro. If you WEQ, you need to R someone else, okay? And then you get CC because you don't have W anymore. Bro, shit's complex, okay? So the only time you WEQ and then you swap and then you auto is if you have flash because you are someone else and then you flash away. Bro, shit's getting complex, bro. You gotta keep it up. You gotta keep up. Shit's getting complex, okay? That's the only time you're gonna do this shit combo, you know? If you have flash because you are and then you flash away and then you kill. Okay, but that's not the point that I'm getting on, you know? Not the point. The point's like when you are, you're gonna kill the AD carry and you still gonna have escape because you are like outside of the team fight, you know? I R Leona, my R is in hell, I'm gonna R and then I'm gonna aim for Shia, you know? Okay. Okay. So this is one of my like best combos ever. Favorite combos ever. Okay, another very good combo. And those are the easy combos, okay? These combos are easy. No, I'm lying. I showed you complex combos, okay? But there's another one. The easiest combo so far is WE swap Q. This is one of the easiest combos because you slow the guy, you fuck him up. Intermediated combo is WE, Q, auto E. Okay. This is another combo that I really love. Imagine, and it's always about how much damage do you need to have to kill someone, okay? So imagine Q, E, auto, electric Q kills, okay? Can you picture this scenario? Q, auto, E, electric Q kills. Easy. Q, E, auto, pa. Let's assume he has 60% HP or some shit. So one good effective combo you can do, and like if the guy is like running away, you W, you Q, you R, E auto, pa. And this combo is good. It's like this combo has no counterplay, okay? This is what's good from this combo because you proc electrocute in a way that there is no counterplay whatsoever, you know? And even if like QE auto kills, maybe if it doesn't kill, you still have the mark to kill the guy after. So one more time is W, Q, W, R, E, auto. And if you have ignite, okay? So I'm gonna do a little bit faster, just like WE, auto, Q. Imagine if he walks forward, then you flash. Okay. Okay. Oh good, oh good, oh good. So far so good, right? Another combo, okay? This is one of the best at combos too, but it's low key not that easy to pull it off, okay? It sounds easy on paper, but it's not that easy, okay? Not that easy at all. This combo is W backwards, R, WQ, okay? This is the combo. Not that easy to pull it off. It sounds easy, but it's not that easy. W, R, Q, E. So this combo is very good against like characters that they don't have their dashes anymore. You can always like try to hit the Qs on someone that is dashing, right? But it's easier on people that are not dashing. So this combo I can sometimes I use this combo on like a fucking Silas. You know what I mean? So imagine Silas is here, right? Silas press E from here to target them one. As soon as he press E, what's gonna happen? He's gonna try to hit you. E forward, W backwards, Q. Pa. And then as soon as he tries to hit you with E, you are here, you know? Right here. So you catch him. Okay, another instance that this combo is very useful, okay? Imagine it's a team fight. This combo is good for team fights as well. Imagine a team fight is about to break down, okay? Team fight is about to break down. Bro, there is 3 enemies here, okay? 3 fuckers here, okay? But your target is this guy here in front of you, okay? And imagine Sejuani press R on this guy, okay? But you gotta be fast, okay? You can't just fuck it up. But like, imagine this guy's gonna get CC. If you know this guy is gonna get CC in front of you, you can preemptively do this combo, okay? Why do you have to do this combo? Because there's 3 people behind this guy, and if you do anything else, they're gonna like aim their CC at you and kill you, right? Right after you get off R. So this is good combo for when a team fight is about to go down, and your team managed to catch someone off, and you know they're gonna be CC for a little while, for like 1 second, and if you are fast enough, you can do the combo real fast, you know. Really good, really good. This combo is actually one of the best at combos. You can turn a game around with this type of combo. Like also, I like imagine like okay, imagine this guy. Let me think. Imagine I'm here, right? And then this guy is a Diana, right? Diana, Yasuo. Target number 2 is a Diana. Target number 3 is a Yasuo. What happens when Diana Rs you? Yasuo Rs you as well. So sometimes these people they're gonna be bloodthirsty, wanting to R you. Okay, I'll answer this in a bit. Okay. So what happens when there's a Diana Yasuo on enemy team? Diana wants to ER you. Okay. So you can sometimes pretend you're bad. Oh, I'm bad. I'm bad, and then you press R as soon as Diana press E on you, and then you do the combo. Okay. So and then you kill her. Okay. What can I do against Akali when she goes to her shadow when I ult? So basically, there is no counterplay. Like technically, in theory, there is no counterplay to invisibility. You know, when you are someone and they go invisible. Okay. So Akali, it's a good counter about that because she can go invisible and you can't hit your shuriken. So there's not much like a tip that you can do. The best thing you can do with Akali is that when you press R on people that get invisible, there's still like half a second from your R that you kind of can guess where she is, but it's really hard to hit, even though you can kind of like have a feeling of where they are. And this happens with Kha'Zix, Akali. Akali is one of the hardest, okay, to hit her invisibility. I think Akali is the hardest to hit her invisibility, but Kha'Zix, Talon, it's actually possible to hit your shurikens if you play it correctly. Like, but you usually want to have a W before you are as well, otherwise it's way too hard. But like sometimes, like, okay, imagine this is the Talon. You're gonna R this guy, and then he's gonna kind of like walk here invisible. Your shadow, you are, you're gonna follow him a little bit towards this angle, okay? So what you can do is R, and then he's gonna, you aim at low key where he is, but it's not guaranteed. This combo you need like, bro, a little more of 1,000 Z games to hit people invisible. But anyway, bro, it's okay though. It's fucking okay. All right, all right, all right, all right. I'm coming to the end, bro. It's ending. Um. So here's the hardest Z combo. Okay, ready? Hardest Z combo. So hardest Z combo. There's two super hard Z combos that if you pull that shit off, you're basically you can like solo win certain games. Okay. So basically, one of the combos. Let me take this. Let me think here. So what am I thinking? Okay, so basically what we want to do is this, okay? R W R Q. See what I did there? So this is the premise, okay? R back W, okay? This is the premise of the combo. However, you're gonna do this combo, but you're gonna like W before you R W. So you're gonna use two Ws. And this combo is gonna come to you when you have a lot of CDR, okay? So let's think here, okay? If you E someone, you reduce your W cooldown by 3 seconds, okay? So what does that mean, okay? You reduce your W cooldown by 3 seconds, your shadow lasts for 5 seconds, and the cooldown of W is 7 seconds, okay? So what does that mean? If you swap W twice, you're gonna, you need to E, you need 2 E's plus 1 second. Does that make sense? E, E, W is back up. E, E, W is back up. Oh, what if I hit E on two people? If you hit E on two people, it's gonna be 1W, 1E plus 1 second. It's all about math, bro. You need to be doing math playing Z. See what I mean? E, 1 second for W to get up. Oh, what if I hit three people? Instantly back. Okay, but we're gonna go there. Okay. Oh, there's two people, but I can't afford to not have W. Okay. Oh, why don't you wait 1 second and then you swap? So W, W, E, W. Isn't this crazy? W, 1 second, W, E, W. So this is what you kind of need to have in mind, okay? But let's assume, so this is the when you get here, is the reset Z combo, W Z combos. And this is what Laceration is addicted to it. And he only makes builds with a lot of CDR so you can have this combo late game, okay? What do I mean? I'm gonna just do combos that I have W reset. So WEQ, I'm gonna wait. Then WER, WQ. See what I mean? See what I mean here? So Z late game is you. That's why CDR is the most important Z stat, because you unleash a whole set of new Z combos. Okay, and that's when high elo players start crying that Z is OP. Yes, if you're high elo, you cry about this shit. I know you do. So, so this is the easiest W reset combo. Okay, so it's gonna be WEQ, WER, WQE. Holy shit. The fuck. WEQ. Wait. WE. Okay. Okay, I did another combo. I'm sorry. Forget it. Just saw that. Okay. WEQ. Wait. WER. WQE. And then you can go back EWQ. Holy shit. Triple shadow? Triple W. Holy shit. You see what I mean? So this is one of the hard combo. Like it's the easiest hard combo. And you have 3 shadows in the easiest hard combo. WEQ. I'm gonna wait like what? 4 seconds, okay? So my W is 7 seconds, right? I need this cooldown to be at 3 seconds to instantly have E. But then if you think a little bit more, you don't actually need to be at 3 seconds. It needs to be at 3.75 because RZ's animation lasts for 0.75 seconds, okay? So this is basically a 3.75 second waiting, okay? So it's basically a little bit after half. You see how it wasn't really ready, but after I get out of the shadow, it's ready? Bro, I'm going full nerd. I'm going full nerd mode on you, bro. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, bro. If you wanna go to sleep, just let me know. But I'm doing it. I'm doing it. So this is the 3.75 seconds W waiting E into triple W R W. Bro, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. WEQ. WER. Okay, see what I mean? Even though the W reset wasn't on it, I still had it because there's this 0.75 seconds R animation that you go back to. Okay, anyway, who gives a fuck? So basically the combo is WE, wait, E, WQE. And then wait, boom. Okay? So you can do like 2 triple shurikens into 2 W resets. It's crazy. It's a crazy combo. Okay, let's get a little more complex, okay? So imagine I WEQ auto. Okay, let me do this, okay? Okay. So this time I'm gonna E. How many items to do that? Uh you need at least this needs to be at basically full build, bro. If you are building CDR on every item, maybe you can pull it off with 4 items. But it's a late game. Need to have 5W points. Anyway, doesn't really matter how many items. You just need to press. You just need to check it out. You know. Oh, 7 sec. It's all about like this can be 8 seconds and you can still pull it off, right? Because but then you need to wait a little more, right? But I'll get there. I'll get there in the items. But this is the other combo, okay? That I wanna show you, okay? So I'm gonna insta swap, okay? I'm gonna WEQ ER, then I'm gonna WQE, okay? But I'm gonna R this guy here, okay? So I'm gonna like, okay, WEQ, and then I'm gonna E, and then I'm gonna R, and then I'm gonna E, and then I'm gonna do this combo. Remember that the other combo that I was talking about? So this is a combo that people don't expect to, you know, because you throw the W over there. So you're gonna like WEQ, and then you're gonna WE, and then you're gonna R someone, and then you're gonna WEQE. Boom. Okay, okay. Alright, alright, alright. Okay, and now the hardest combo, okay? This is the hardest combo, but like, if you manage to go through all that shit that I just said, and then you get into a 50 minutes, bro, I'm 50 minutes in this lobby talking to you. What am I doing? Okay, okay. This is the hardest combo, okay? If you're still here, 50 minutes, okay? You're gonna WEQ, and then no, this is there's one more after this one, okay? You're gonna WEQ, E, WRQ, WREW. You got that? So WQE, WE, WR, QW, E, go back E, R. Got that shit? Bro, how can I cut this? I'm talking for 50 minutes straight. Hopefully I can learn this too. Uh, Raven combos and key auto cancels. Hopefully I can learn this too. Bro, you can, you can, you can. Actually can. But like Zed comes with experience, right? Like this is the fucked up about Zed, right? You need the experience, you know. And this combo is one of the hardest one. Okay, but like, okay, this is the hardest one. Okay, are you ready? So imagine like you can pull this combo off when you don't even have like that much CDR. Okay, but then you need to use flash. Okay, so imagine like if there's two people here, it's a guarantee reset, right? Like if I eat three people, it's always a guarantee reset. Okay, so imagine I WEQ the first guy. But if I eat these three people here, I'm resetting W for sure. And imagine you also want to engage a team fight, so it's a very risky combo. But you want to do that shit, okay? So I WEQ, and then I'm gonna W flash WRQE pa E. Go back. Q. This is the hard Z combo. It is what it is. It is what it is, okay? One more time, okay? So you're gonna WEQ first target, and then you're gonna use your flash to reset your W, and then when you reset your W, you're gonna do the Z kiting W combo, and then you're gonna insta W swap, triple shuriken, and then you can even R back to the shadow, to your R shadow, and then you can E reset W to go in away. It's crazy. It's a crazy combo. WEQ. Nah, I don't wanna W that guy. Let me do it again. WEQ. WEWRQE. Go back WEQ. So if there's like a late game team fight going to pop up, and people and you throw WEQ, and then people are like low key grouping, then you can easily do this. You're closing to maximum total practice 2 game lane. Why there's a maximum? I'm getting kicked out of lobby. I never saw this before. But it is what it is, bro. I'm probably missing maybe one or another combo. Probably I am missing. It is what it is, bro. Maybe there is this combo that you can like, but it's like the same shit. Like, yeah, that's it, bro. That's it. This is the hardest combo. This is the last one here. is one that I always like try to pull it off. Even if I int, I try to pull it off. Okay, imagine like I'm learning Zed, and I mean I am main Zed OTP for years, right? And even I have trouble doing this last combo in a live match. Okay, WEQ and then W flash E, WQ E, go back WQ. Let me try to do as fast as I can. W, because you can even like do instantly, right? WE W. Yeah, if you try to do instant, you're a fucking maniac, right? Not even sure if it's possible. Like WQE dot. Yeah, you can do instant because you need 1 second. You need 1 second for E to be back. Just realize that. So WE, when your E is back, you can WE. Oh, I didn't have flash. WEQ is back. WE. This is as fast as you can do. Then you can go back. E. Crazy, 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 crazy. It is what it is, bro. That's it. Okay, okay. Look at this, okay? WQE, then I'm gonna stop W, I'm gonna flash on two people, and then I'm gonna reset W, W backwards, R, QE, triple shuriken, and that's, and bro, like, I swear to God, if you do this combo, it's 100% chance people are gonna be, they're not gonna, like, be able to hit you. They're not gonna CC you, they're not gonna do anything to you. They're just gonna swallow everything you do if you manage to hit that shit. WQ, then I W swap E, W, QE, triple shuriken on Pantheon. Then I R back, triple shuriken again, dodge, W is back up. Could you feel it? Did you feel the combo? Hard as that combo, okay? WEQ, WE. I flash on three people, okay? So that was a 9 second EW cooldown reduction. Did I W back, R, triple shuriken on Pantheon. So you see how this combo is really good to start a team fight. So like I start a late game team fight by myself. This is crazy to do as a Z player, okay? No Z player is doing this shit in any server, anybody. The only guy that I see doing this shit is on Z. On Z taught me a lot of Z. If you wanna watch someone else, I recommend. Oh please, you got a clip. If you do that shit, you got a clip and send to me.